what do you think emerging account managers should avoid?
I definitely have a few. I would say one of the first ones is if you don't include your superiors on your emails, or you try to do things while, not including your manager or whoever it may be. It's very,
Very basic though. It sounds very basic.
yeah.
Where are you getting? Does this happen?
Yeah, I mean, there are instances where, if let's say you're handling a project, or let's say an AAE or someone who's starting out an entry level position, they're handling a project, and, they're responsible for the project. There are instances where, let's say that person leaves their boss off the email because it shows that they're managing, the project. If, for argument's sake, something goes wrong and there's not, a manager or a superior on the email that can't jump in, or let's say that you might mess up on the email and it says something that you shouldn't, and then you have to backtrack, and things could backfire. Also, there's a way of managing up that's not just not including your superior on the email. So I think that's kind of the task. Is
You think it's like a pride issue more than anything else?
I think it's a pride issue. Yeah. I've seen it happen a few times. I mean, I think it's just something that sometimes you think that not including them is doing the right thing because it's just showing that you've got it. But
right, because I agree. I see when people do that to me too, and I'm like, yo, I know what you're trying to do, but just play it safe. That's what I come
because
from.
for me, if I work with someone who, is working underneath me, if they're owning that project, I like to know where we're at every step of the way. So let's say that I'm not on the email, then I follow up with that person. I'm like, hey, did this ever go to client, or did this ever happen? Because we're used to following these steps. And if I don't know what happened, then I have to follow up with them. And then they're like, oh, it did happen, but I didn't have you on the email. It's adding an additional step of me asking when I could have just looked at my emails and saw that it happened. Then moving into the next one, not responding to an email before end of day. I think this one is just, it might be a me pet peeve, but I don't know. I feel like I have certain things that, I feel really strongly about that I'm not sure if everybody else agrees with, but
I agree strongly.
But when someone emails you, and especially if you're in an account management role, it is so important to at least confirm receipt. Let's say if they send an email by 6 o'clock and you're like, hey, like it is late, but like you at least confirm receipt and be like, hey, got this. I'll respond to you. And you could even say by tomorrow, or just like adding someone else to the thread for them to be responsible for responding, instead of letting things go unnoticed and unactioned. If it's unactioned, that means that person's going to follow up again and be like, hey, following up on the below. And I get it. I mean, everyone goes through, like, some things could fall through the cracks of like an email, you don't see it. And if that person follows up, it's fine. But for me, and what I've been training my team is, especially for client emails, I hate when a client emails something and no one responds to it by end of day. It's so, so important in our field that, client service, account management, we're on top of everything.
I mean, I think it's a good practice to have in general. Like, I'm not sure where that came from. And I mean, I'm pulled in a lot of different directions every day and things slip through the cracks, but I do my best to make sure that I'm not wasting anybody else's time, right? That I value it. Okay, you sent me this message and you need something to get done, or you had a question. And I do my best to try to make sure that they know that I value what they're asking and doing, right? That I don't just not care about it. Answer the emails. Make people feel like, yeah, like you care when they send you something that you read it and that you replied. A pet peeve of mine is when people clearly didn't read the email, which I know happens. And it's funny. We were having some people write testimonials for our website that we're about to launch. And I was working with one of my interns who was drafting it up. And at the very end of the email, they said, can you please send it to us by this date? It was a PS. And I was like, I think that you should put that near the very top of the email. And she was like, really? Why? And then I was like, because I don't think people are going to read the whole thing. And that's pretty important. And this lovely young girl was like, no, that's not going to happen. I was like, okay, you know what? I'm okay with it. Please send away. 3 people emailed back. Actually, a lot of people emailed back saying, hey, what exactly do you need from me? And then a whole bunch said, hey, when do you need this by? And I just looked at her like a week later and I was like, now you have to answer them. See, you have to answer everybody with something that was clearly right in the email. Yeah. First of all, one, you can't hold anybody to your own standards, but also, yeah, people move quick. They don't read this. I guess. So, make sure that you're tactical. And this is probably stuff you learned back to the learning how to write an email that you
Yep.
probably learned is like what people actually read and don't read and what they pay attention to. So
100%.
thanks for watching that clip from the Creative and Account podcast. If this brought you any value, please consider giving us a like, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you don't miss out on the next one.